Hey guys, Sam from Manfa's Makes, and
Mafia Mike.
so welcome back to all our returners and hi to any newbies. If you are new here, this is our Thursday segment. It is Thursday and it is.
Title of the week, Thursday.
Have you missed him? So, Mike unfortunately couldn't join me for the last two Thursday segments because he has been unwell. But as you can see, he is absolutely a-okay. Anyway, so we are on week 9. We'll go with week 9. If in any doubt, it will be in the title of the video because I will actually check before I post this video. We are actually filming this on Wednesday the 21st. You're seeing it on Thursday the 22nd. So this is a bit of a rush job. I do apologise, but I have spent all evening at the secondary school that my two oldest boys already attend because my youngest and my last boy is starting there next year. So he had an open day to have a look around and to get a feel for the place. And it was a very long 2 hours.
Growing up fast.
So this week we did the orange twist. And the orange, we are doing the tiles from this book here, 100 Crochet Tiles. We have committed ourselves to make each and every single tile, all 100. And we are only on week 9, so there are a lot of these tiles to go. But we are steadfastly working our way through and we haven't missed a week yet. So, as I was saying, we made Orange Twist this week by designer Lynn Rowe.
Orange.
And that is what it looks like. You can't squeeze in.
See me.
That is what it looks like. Okay, so Mike, how did you find the tile this week? Considering the last two, you've either been getting sick or recovering from being sick.
This one was relatively easy.
Yeah.
To be fair, I quite liked it.
Apart from
What?
what were you saying when you were making the flower in the middle? Let's be honest with the folks.
I can't even remember.
Oh my goodness gracious. Why does it have to be so fiddly?
Oh yeah, fiddliness, yeah.
Yeah. But once you do the flower in the centre, it is essentially granny
I've got
square.
sausage fingers.
Granny square all the way around. It's just you I was going to say chop off. You fasten off, change colour every row.
Yeah, but I don't mind doing that.
It's not that I hate doing it because it produces beautiful things and it gives you more colour options. And all the tiles we have done have practically been changed colour nearly every row. It's just, I just want to crack on. And if I've got to keep changing colour, it kind of annoys me. But it's not, I suppose it's not too bad though because, and this isn't a dig at Mike, because actually Mike was same speed as me on this one. This one was, once he had got how the granny stitch kind of goes, he was well away. I didn't even have to look at the book anymore, didn't have to tell him. I just said, do what you've just done for the last 2 rows until you've got 7 rows in total, with the flower being the first. It was the flower initially that Mike was a little bit struggling with because it is a little bit fiddly. When I was looking at when I read the pattern instructions, my brain just got all confuddled. Then I looked at the little graph for the flower and it was kind of half making sense. But then while Mike, I think you were either still picking your colours or you were making a cup of tea or something like that, I went ahead and attempted to make the first couple of petals to see if what I believe the instructions were telling me is actually what we had to do, so that when Mike did sit down, we weren't wasting time trying to figure it out. And
Made things easier.
it did make things easier. I mean, he did come in and say, oh, you started without me. And I'm like, I'm just making sure I know how to do it. I'm going to frog it and do it with you. Hang on a minute.
Me and my big mouth.
But I figured it out. It's just following the arrows on the diagrams because you have to turn the petals and then you have to do like a chain around the back which folds the petal in half. And for whatever reason, my brain wasn't understanding until I was actually physically doing it. So we figured it out. And then, like I said, Mike, as soon as he had done, I think it was the first row, maybe second row maximum of the granny stitches around, he went flying. We were literally fastening off, changing colour at pretty much the same rate. Whereas normally I will race around and be sat twiddling my thumbs for a little while waiting for Mike to catch up before he's ready to start the next one. So this one, the colour changes weren't that bad because we were doing it at the same time. Normally they're not that bad because I'm doing my colour change while I'm still waiting for Mike to finish his stitching. It's just when you want to just crack it out and you're always having to fasten off, it's just a little bit like, oh. But it produces a lovely, lovely item. So overall, this one wasn't bad at all.
Nope.
And in fact, I learned to do a granny square about 6 years ago when I was very, very new. And I haven't attempted a granny square since. And I think I might have put on my community tab my granny squares from 6 years ago and a sneak peek of what I'm working on, because actually doing this tile has ignited a new whip for me, which you will find out more in tomorrow's video when we do a crochet catch up. But if you want a sneak peek, head over to my community tab, because I will have posted the difference from 6 years ago when I had no idea what I was doing until now. The difference is actually quite funny. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, because there will be beginners that will have wonky granny squares. It's almost a rite of passage. And actually, thinking about it, Nova Gnome Creations, when it was National Granny Square Day, she actually physically brought out the first granny squares that she had made, and she showcased them on her channel. So if you don't know Nova Gnome Creations, and hi Nova if you're watching, head on over and check out her channel and try and find the granny square video, because it was so interesting for me to see her initial granny square, then the next one, and how the progress was going the more she did, to the level and high standard of crochet she is producing now. And actually guys, I think Nova's only been crocheting for a year, maybe just over a year. She has not been crocheting long. That lady is an inspiration. She inspires me. I love watching her videos. She is nearly at 1k subbies, and she's only had her channel for a relatively short time. So she has even overtaken me. She's got more family than me. But then she takes the time to do tutorials. She comes up with her own patterns. She has different content to what I do. And I am just cheerleading her all the way, because I want her to get as big as she can and shoot for the stars, because she deserves it. She puts in the hard work and the energy. So yes, go and see Nova's granny square video. It is very interesting. Have a look at my community tab post of what I did when I first ever did a granny square. Obviously you'll see the tile that we did, and then obviously that tile inspired me to pluck some yarn off my shelf and start a new whip. And like I said, details for that will be in tomorrow's video. So Mike, would you like to show these good folks your orange twist tile? He's got to flatten it out. The corners are a bit curly. They're curly on mine. Now that middle flower is showing very blue. It is actually a Cadbury purple. My camera does not like picking up proper purple colours.
But these colours are pretty accurate.
They are. But the purple in the middle is not. But again, everyone that is taking part, I will compile all their pictures and put them on my community tab for you to have a look at when this video lands.
What do you think, guys, of my first granny square? This is my first.
It is. And it is absolutely beautiful. In fact, I'll show you mine, and then we'll put them side by side. We'll put yours down, let them see mine. That one's mine. I did a pale pink, a lilac, and a very pale lemon yellow flower in the middle. Again, proper colours will be shown on the community tab post, along with everybody else's beautiful makes that they have been doing this week. I conquered that flower, I figured it out, and this ignited my newest whip. Because, guys, apart from those initial granny squares I did way back when I was learning, I've never made a granny square blanket. Never, ever, ever. So, you know, I did my C2C that I've never ever done, which is a classic. And I am now currently doing a granny square, which is a classic. So even though I have now been crocheting 7-8 years, there are a lot of classics that even I haven't attempted, and I am now. So you're never too long in the tooth. And even if you think it's classic or it's supposed to be something easy you're supposed to do at the beginning, don't listen to none of that nonsense. You fancy doing a granny square blanket, you do one. You want to do a C2C, you do one. That is the beauty of crochet. And actually, your tastes change as time goes by. You see everybody else's wonderful inspiration on their channel. You buy pattern books, you look on Ravelry and Etsy and Pinterest and all those other wonderful pattern resources. You get inspired by what others are doing. But those classics have been around for so long and will always be there that you can always pick one of those up. And actually, it's a breath of fresh air for me at the minute to be doing something so mindless, so enjoyable, because it's so simple. Sometimes you don't have to do complicated and intricate to have a good result, because if it helps, you know, your mindset and you still produce something pretty, does it really matter that it's just, I hear all the time, oh, it's just granny stitch, it's nothing special. It is special because you made it. You took the time to make it. Everything you make is special. I hate hearing people put their work down. Now, I'm a bit of a hypocrite. I do that all the time. Mike always praises me for the things that I make and how he thinks I'm awesome at doing it. And I'm like, oh, it's nothing special. I could do better. Or, yeah, well, have you seen so-and-so's? Their version's better than mine. So we are our worst, what's the word? Critics. But just do what your crochet heart wants to do. You don't always have to be doing the latest crochet along, the latest make along, the latest new design from one of the biggest designers that we know. It doesn't always have to be new and fandangled and complicated and intricate. Just do what you want to do. Crochet what makes you happy. And for me right now, it's granny squares. So tile of the week has ignited a granny square love in me. And if we go close and we put them side by side, and if you didn't know whose was whose, I think you would be pretty hard pressed. Other than mine's got pink in it, I think you would be pretty hard pressed to be able to distinguish between mine and Mike's. I used all DK with a 4mm clover or more. Mike used all DK with a
4mm fouls. No,
you didn't.
No, I didn't. I used the 3.5mm. And it's
tulip
just
replica.
Tulip replica, yeah.
It's not a genuine tulip, but they are a knockoff version that are very, very similar and a lot cheaper.
I'm using my fouls for something else. I've got too many things going on.
Yeah. So Mike did use a smaller hook with the same thickness of yarn. That is why his, if I show you like this, is slightly smaller than mine, but nothing major. That is what 0.5mm difference is. Mike's tension is getting more consistent. Mike's confidence is growing. His persistence to carry on with this commitment he has made to... What?
Tile of the week, Thursday,
is amazing, because there are points where we both sit down on our designated time to do the tile that we go, oh, don't know if I want to.
And especially the past 2 weeks, I've been absolutely hanging.
But we've both gone, we've made a commitment. It's all over YouTube for the world to see. A lot of you have heard us, and we're not going to let any of you down. Not going to let any of you down, and we are going to do it
all the way to the end.
But do you know what, guys? Next week is week 10. That means next week we are 10th of the way through this commitment, and it signifies a different style of tile, because I will give you a sneak peek. Are you ready? And I have never done a tile like this. That is what we will all be making next week, those that are joining in with us. I do believe we make the 2 triangles and join them, but I haven't actually read the pattern, so I don't know. I could be totally lying to you.
And that'll do me some good because I have a shawl pattern that's triangles that you join together.
Well, there you go.
So practice on a little square.
So next week it is the Crisscross by Rachel Carmona. So look forward to seeing that next week. Like I said, please do check out my community tab where you'll see proper pictures of our tiles and everybody else's that have joined in. And do check out a previous post where, like I said, I compare what I did 6 years ago to what I'm doing now. Because you'll get a sneak peek of what you're going to see in Friday's video. So there we go. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Thank you for visiting with us. We really do appreciate it.
Also, if you haven't joined in and you want to, there's still plenty of time.
There is still plenty of time, and this book can be found on Amazon. We are not asking you to rush out and spend your money. We are not begging you to join in and play along. We're just saying, if you want to and if you can afford to, this is on Amazon. Join in, and either you can try and catch up or you can just jump in at this point and go back to the previous tiles as and when. But no pressure at all. This is a no pressure channel. You do what you like, and if all you like to do is to come over and see what we've been doing and then check out what everyone on the community tab's doing, that's absolutely a-okay as well. So yes, thank you so much for visiting. We really do appreciate it. He is so chuffed with his tile. And we will see you in next week's Tile of the Week, but there will be lots of videos before then as well. So until we see each other again,
stay safe,
be kind,
look after one another,
get some good quality time in with your loved ones,
get some good quality crafting time in.
We will see you in the next one.
All around the YouTube streets.
It's great having you back. Bye guys.
Bye.
Love you.